This is the all-new Joy from Urtopia. It's their lightweight carbon fiber small cargo e-bike, or what we like to call a utility style e-bike. It keeps up with alloy frames carrying capacity while cutting down significantly on weight. This has an advertised weight of 50 pounds. Let's hang it from the scale and see how close the actual weight is. With the battery on, it weighs in at about 57 pounds. Now let's weigh it without the battery, and that's coming in at about 50.2 pounds. So this is gonna come in about 20 pounds less than a normal utility style bike. And it has beefy tires and a front suspension, which makes it suitable for on-road and light off-road riding. In this review, I'll walk around the bike with you, give you an up-close look at the components, then we'll take the Joy for a ride and see how it performs. And as always, we'll wrap up with some third-person riding footage. I'll give you the pros and cons and my overall thoughts on the Joy. But before all that, let's take a closer look. So who is Urtopia? They pride themselves on being the carbon fiber expert, and now with the addition of the Joy, they have 5 models in their lineup. They have an all-terrain model, a commuter model, a cruiser style e-bike, and a compact folding model, and now with the Joy, a utility style e-bike. And I recently reviewed the Carbon Fold one. It weighed in at 29 pounds and had some pretty impressive performance, so I'm excited to see how the Joy rides. The Joy's launch price is $17.99, but if you want to check out current pricing, you can scan the QR code on your screen. And if you think you're going to pick up the Joy after watching this review and you want to support the channel, we do have an affiliate link down in the description. And using that when you go to make your purchase really helps us out. It makes content like this possible. Thank you so much for your support. Color options for the Joy are white or cream, which you see here, or glacier blue. You can also get it in gray. Now we know the weight of the bike, which is 50 pounds without the battery, and it has a payload capacity of 330 pounds. Let's check the standover height, and that comes in at 17 inches. So it's very easy to step through. This fits riders from 4'11" to 6'3". I'm a 6 foot tall rider with my shoes on. No problems getting full leg extension. All right, let's walk around the bike and check out the components. Just a quick note, this is a review model, so there are some small changes, but for the most part, they're exactly the same. Starting with the brakes, we have 2 piston Tektro hydraulic disc brakes with 180mm Tektro rotors and the same setup on the back. The coil suspension is from Zoom. It has preload on the right and preload on the left. No lockout, and it has 50mm of travel. Now the review model has hard springs in it. They swapped those out for soft springs, which I think is good. The tires are from Kenda. It's their K-Rad series with a puncture-resistant tire casing and the included metal fenders on the front and on the back. There are 4 mounting points for an optional front rack with a 33-pound capacity. The cable routing goes down through the frame and included lighting a 30 lux headlight, and the taillight is brake actuated, and an adjustable stem, 60 degrees of adjustment, and paired with those Tektro hydraulic disc brakes are Tektro brake levers with motor cutoff. It has faux leather locking ergonomic grips, and right next to that is a 4-button control panel. And under the bar we have a bell. I think people are going to hear that when you're coming by. And moving to the other side of the handlebars, we have an 8-speed Shimano trigger shifter, a thumb throttle. This is a center-mounted color LCD display. It may look black and white, but there are some color accents. I'll show you that in a second. Up at the top, we have a clock. It's in military time. Front and center, we have speed. Underneath that is a little icon that represents pedal cadence, and this is your RPMs for your pedal cadence. Then to the right side of the screen, we have our battery readout with percentage above it. And then down at the bottom, we have our riding mode. So it's off now, but you have 4 modes to work with. Eco, Tour, Boost, and Turbo. And then if you hold the pedal assist up button for 3 seconds, you can turn the lights on. You can see the screen dims. And then this does have a walk mode on it. So hold pedal assist down for 3 seconds. We're going to get about 3.5 miles per hour of assistance. This will show you in real time the rider power versus motor power. So I'll just hit the throttle really quick. There we go. Now there are additional screens. If you short press on the menu button, you can see your trip distance, your odometer, your average speed, and your max speed. hit the menu button again. This is where you'll get some more information about the power. So motor power, you can see your average wattage, max wattage, and then underneath that you get a power analysis, and basically that's going to show you your average rider power versus motor power. Hit the menu button one more time. We're back home, and now to get into the advanced settings you got to hold the menu button for about 3 seconds. Let's do that. There we go. And we'll just go through these quick. You can reset your trip. You can set a 4-digit passcode. You can set the time in military time. You can change it from miles per hour to kilometers. The brightness, you have 3 different levels of brightness to work with. Auto sleep is going to be the timeout of the bike, anywhere from off to 30 minutes. And then in e-bike info is where you can actually change the max speed of the bike. So first option is speed limitation. Let's go in there. This bike comes shipped as a class 2 e-bike, so the max speed is programmed at 20 miles per hour, but you can bump it up to 25 miles per hour as your max. You can see your wheel diameter here. You can get some battery info like cycles and health, then controller info and display info. So that's pretty much the whole display. To exit, you can go to the top of the screen and hit the menu button, or you can just long hold on the menu button, and that will take you back a screen as well. And for graphics, we have Urtopia on the down tube, Ride for Joy on the chainstay and on the other side, and a frame integrated battery, bottom mounted. Put the key in here, turn it to the right to unlock it halfway, and then there is a lever here. Make sure you have a solid grip because it just drops out. The battery's capacity is 14.7 amp hours. It has Samsung cells in it, and it has a 4 LED battery readout. Press the button for a quick look at where your battery charge is. Looks like I'm half full. To install the battery, locate the terminals, put that in first, slide it down, then give it a squeeze, make sure it clicks into place, and you can remove the keys. And you can charge the battery on the bike. Here's the dust cover. It comes with a quick charger, a 4 amp quick charger. It should take the battery about 3 to 4 hours to charge from empty. The whole bike has a water resistance rating of IP65. It also comes with a user manual and all the tools you'll need for assembly. Assembly wasn't too bad, but it does take a little bit of putting together. You have to attach the front tire, the fenders, and the pedals. You also have to install the handlebars, the lighting, and the display, and plug everything in. It maybe took me about 40 minutes to put it all together. Then on the down tube, we have 2 mounting points for a water bottle cage, Urtopia branded pedals with a sandpaper style grip and included reflector. The seat post is from Zoom. It is telescoping to accommodate more riders. Then it has a wide comfort saddle. The review model is black, but you can expect brown. Should match the grips a little bit better. And the rear rack has a 60-pound capacity. From the back of the seat post, it measures out at 19.5 inches. It has a 500 watt motor that peaks at 750 watts. And that is paired with a torque sensor that boasts a 0 latency response. It has a Shimano Altus derailleur, a Shimano Hyperglide cassette, 12 to 32 teeth. Follow the chain up to the 50-tooth chain ring. And that's it for the walk around. Let's take the Joy for a ride and see how it performs on the road. I'll see you over there. We're going to do some performance tests on the Joy Carbon. So we're going to start off with a throttle only acceleration up to 20 miles per hour. That is the max throttle speed. We'll also test out the 4 pedal assist levels, give you an idea of what to expect in each. Just a couple things to note. It's about 50 degrees outside. I'm a 200-pound rider. I do have a full battery charge. With that, let's get into our throttle only acceleration in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, gentle takeoff. It's a nice and easy acceleration, nothing crazy, but we're already up to 17. There's 18, 19, and I'm topping out at about 19.7. So if you weigh a little bit less than me, you might be able to get up to the 20 mile per hour. I'm hitting 20 miles per hour on the GPS. So a very controlled acceleration from the throttle. All right, let's test out the pedal assist levels, and I'm going to first start off by pedaling without any motor support. I always like doing this just to see if your battery dies, how hard is this bike to pedal. And it doesn't take much effort to get up and rolling, maybe a little bit more than a traditional bike. But once you have the momentum, it carries itself pretty well. I'm in 5th gear here, and I'm pedaling with a really like Cadence, and it's very easy to do. So good sign if your battery dies. I don't think I'd want to climb a hill without the motor support, but if you're on flat terrain, no problems there. But let's shift back down and start in pedal assist eco. So, and immediately feel a difference here. Nice light support. This has the 0 latency torque sensor on there, and I felt no gap in support from the motor from when I started pedaling. So very good response from the torque sensor. I'm in 3rd gear right now, just putting in a very light amount of effort into the pedals. And we are holding at about 10 miles per hour. I could actually shift up here. So 5th gear, same thing, picks me right up, and we're getting around 11, 12 miles per hour. Now this is a torque sensor, which means the more effort I put into the pedals, the more I'm going to get from the motor. So let's see if I push into the pedals a little bit. Nice moderate effort here. And holding easily at about 16 miles per hour. So getting close to the top speed. All right, resetting here. Let's go into tour. I'm in 3rd gear. Here we go. Oh yeah, and I immediately notice a big jump in support here. I'm gonna shift up, 4th gear, 5th gear, 6th gear, and holding very easily above 15 miles per hour. The other nice thing about the torque sensor is because it's only giving you as much motor support as you need, it's pretty battery efficient. But let's push into the pedals a little harder. Let's see if we can hit 20 miles per hour. And no problems getting up to 20 miles per hour. And I could hold this cadence for a very long time. So good support in tour. Let's shift back down here, and we're going to go into boost. Let's start pedaling. And that is a nice step up in power, and I'm already at 19 miles per hour. I'll push in a little bit harder and no problems getting up to 20 miles per hour. I'd say this is pretty comfortable to ride overall. You have a nice shelf on the grips here with the ergonomic shape to them. And I have a pretty upright posture. I do have a little bit of weight down on my wrists, so I am leaning forward a little bit. I think the saddle is pretty comfortable. The handlebars are pretty close to my body, so I feel like everything is nice and tight. I'm going to shift back down. I'm going to start in 4th gear here because I think turbo is going to launch me up really fast. So let's get right to it. Yep, and it put me back in my seat a little bit. Nothing crazy, nothing uncontrolled. I'm in 7th gear and no problems just holding at the max speed. So no need to push in harder into the pedals when you're in turbo. Ripped up that hill at 18 miles per hour. All right, I went into the settings and changed the max speed up to 25 miles per hour. That is the top speed this e-bike is capable of, making it a class 3 e-bike. I'm in 4th gear, and we're gonna do our acceleration test with pedaling up to the top speed. All right, let's do it. 3, 2, 1, pedal. Pretty good boost in power. I'm already up to 20 miles per hour. Shift up. There's 24. And there's 25. So no problems reaching the advertised top speed of 25 miles per hour. Let's head over to our hill and test out its hill climbing ability. All right, here we are at our hill. This is the hill that we test a lot of our e-bikes at. And just a note, the GoPro footage makes this hill look a lot smaller than it actually is. It is a massive hill. So we'll put up a graphic so you can see what this hill looks like, and we'll put up some specs too. So we're gonna see, without any rider support, what the minimum climbing speed is on this hill. All right, and we are slowing down more yet. We're holding around 6 miles per hour on the hill. Let's see, there's 5.9 on the display. Not super impressive speed on the hill climb, but it will get you up some big hills if you need All right, but we did get over the steepest part of this hill. I have no doubts that we'll be able to make it to the top with throttle only, just not super fast. All right, heading down to the bottom of the hill to test out the pedal-assisted hill climbing ability. I always like to do a brake test on this hill. So I'll pull on these Tektro hydraulic disc brakes in 3, 2, 1, braking. And yeah, plenty of stopping power, which is to be expected from Tektro hydraulic disc brakes. They're always pretty reliable. All right, we're right back at the bottom of the hill. I'm in first gear eco, so we're going to test from the bottom up to see the pedal assisted hill climbing ability. One thing I really like is right on the front of the display, you can see your rider support versus your motor support. And we're starting to hit the steep part of the hill, holding at about 6 miles per hour. I feel a little bit of burn in my legs, but nothing crazy. I definitely could make it to the top of the hill pedaling like this. Let me see if I shift up. Second gear feels like a little bit too much for me. So let's switch up into tour, and yep, definitely felt a little boost there. So putting in a very light amount of effort in my legs, definitely still supporting the motor, but you can see I'm splitting the load a little bit more. And if I shift up, third gear feels pretty good. I'd say fourth gear is where I'm starting to feel more burn in my legs. Let's shift up into our next mode. Here's boost. There we go, another good jump in support here. Holding at 10 miles per hour, I can shift up. Maybe I'll shift up again. So I'm maxing out motor support and boost. Rider support is jumping around a little bit. Let's go ahead and get into turbo. And I didn't feel much of a difference, so seems like it can access full power and boost. Definitely better hill climbing ability when you're pedaling, but if you do need to rely on the throttle, you should be able to get to the top of a hill. And that's going to do it for the riding portion. I'm going to head home. Let's throw to some third-person riding footage. I'll give you the pros and cons and my overall thoughts on Urtopia's Joy Carbon. The year of lightweight e-bikes continues with the addition of the Urtopia Joy Carbon, and it strikes a great balance of weight and carrying capacity while coming with all the commuter necessities like fenders, a rear rack, lighting, and a bell. The overall weight is 50 pounds, and that may not include the battery, but it does include all of those accessories, which is pretty impressive. As a 6-foot tall rider, I found the Joy a bit snug for me, but I still dialed in a comfy fit. I'd recommend it for small to medium riders seeking a nimble, easy to mount e-bike. The dual leg kickstand is user-friendly, keeping the bike stable when loading or unloading, and riding on flat terrain was a blast. It was super smooth to pedal even without motor support, and with a torque sensor that kicks in seamlessly, it made the pedaling experience very natural. With all that said, here are a few considerations. With 33 Newton meters of torque, it's not a hill-crushing beast on throttle alone. I was able to make it up our hill climb test without an issue, I just wasn't flying up the hill. The one-piece construction and the frame's cable routing is tidy, though the handlebar cables feel a bit wild, and I'd add some wrap to clean up the look a little bit further. And it's great that it comes with a rear rack and the option of a front rack, but the carrying capability is more on par with standard commuter models and falls slightly short of the hauling power of other utility models in this price range. I think the Urtopia Joy's lightweight and easy handling makes it a great choice for urban commuters, especially smaller riders or those who want a bike they can lift onto a rack without much effort. If you want to check out the Joy, you can scan the QR code on your screen for more information, and if you're planning on picking up a model from Urtopia's lineup and you want to support the channel, consider using our affiliate link in the description when you go to make your purchase as a free way to support the channel. Thank you so much for your support. And what do you think? Is carbon fiber the future of e-bikes? Leave a comment down below and hit subscribe for more reviews. We've got plenty more on the way. But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.